Hi, my name is Dr. Mike, and I'm coming to you from my office in Lakewood, Ohio. I'm here today to break down the root cause for many chronic pains that people wind up going to see all sorts of therapists and even getting over the counter medications for. But first, I want to show you a video demonstration of an actual patient and the stress that they carry and most everybody carries within their bodies and they don't even know it. Now, watch this. Remember I told you about this? Okay. So to the extent that you're locked in, you're not going to be able to do the rotation. And it's a very, very subtle rotation, but it has to be there, okay? So keep the back straight, lean back, rotate. I'm going to go this way. Ready? And resist. See? That's all. So these muscles are actually turned off. Keep it straight and resist. Okay, so now I'm going to do something. Rotate. So we go right here. Good. Good. Now rotate. Hold there. Good. I'm actually using the sensory receptors on your skin to reset your body. Okay. Even though it seems really strange, the fact that you can feel a bug walking on your arm, then we're actually using those sense receptors to communicate to your brain to turn this back on. Okay, keep the back straight, lean back, rotate. I'm gonna come at you this way. Resist. Turns on. There and resist. Perfect. Okay. Now the last thing, lean back. So what you just saw in that video is technically the abdominal compression reflex. It's when the abdominal muscles contract and it's your nervous system trying to protect your abdomen and your core. But in general, what it is, it's a practical demonstration of how the body goes into what's called the fight-flight reaction. And the fight-flight reaction is your nervous system's ability and actions it takes to protect your body. And what it is, it's the head going forward, shoulders going forward, your chest locks. Many times when you get frightened, you'll feel the and your chest is locking and your abdominals muscles are very, very tight. Why does the body do this? The body's doing this as a survival means because like this, it can go ahead and take a hit and it's protecting the most vital organs within your body right here in the center. So what happens is that most of us, when we get into it, the way that the system is designed, when the threat passes, we'll get out of it and then the body loosens up. But most of us, I would say within my practice, about 80 to 90% of the patients have some version of this where they are locked up and that has become a new normal. The issue with this is that the body will still move around, but at its very, very heart and core, the nervous system is always a little on edge because it's always feeling that there's a threat and it's trying to protect itself. And when stress comes our way, then the nervous system becomes ever easier, or it becomes ever easier for the nervous system to activate certain muscles and muscle chains in different times and different intensities. And what happens is that the nervous system gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and like drops of water in a cup, sooner or later it overflows. Sooner or later what happens as a result is the tightness gets worse and worse, and then before you know it, you start getting pain. Or within the athletic world, the athletes will have this inner tightness and this inner gardening, and when they go to extend their bodies, like to catch or to run very quickly, then before you know it, the nervous system itself is pulling like an emergency brake on these muscles, and then all sorts of athletes are getting injured, and that's the real reason for it. So there's two things that you have to understand about this in order to really gain a sense of awareness as to what's really going on out there with the chronic pain situations. Number one is the nervous system. The nervous system's chief and overall goal is to hold the best balance possible, but the best balance possible within the gravitational field of Earth. Okay? The nervous system needs to feel safe so that you can stand in one place on 2 feet and you can move and activate muscles that turn on and muscles that turn off to walk and run. Secondly, what is stress? Everyone talks about stress, but no one really talks about what it is. What stress is, it's just a force working against the nervous system's ability to hold the best balance possible. That's it. Now, stress comes in 3 flavors. The first is physical, traumatic, which is basically getting hit or falling. The second is mental, emotional, which is what we deal with in modern day life, where we have to meet all sorts of expectations and timelines to survive within the modern world. And the third one is chemical, toxic, which means that if we're exposed to toxic chemicals or we eat too many processed foods and fast foods and stuff like that, then the nervous system has to expend a certain amount of energy, number one, to detox the body, but number two, to then try as much as possible to extract as much nutrition from the food that we put in. So what happens is the stress from all these things that come at us causes the nervous system to continually tighten up. So in the practice and the style of practice that I treat patients, which is functional chiropractic neurology, what I do is not only deal with the surface complaints that bring people in, oh, my neck is out, my back is out, what have you, but then I go into your nervous system, into the deeper and deeper layers where your nervous system was holding some pattern where it tried to defend itself and it's locked in. What you saw going back to that demonstration is that patient was stuck in a state of fight-flight. Primarily, I focused on the abdominal compression reflex. What you saw was me taking her and putting her into a rotation. Once I put the torso into rotation, I isolated a particular muscle that goes, it's called the abdominal oblique muscle, that goes from one side of the torso to the other. So when I put her in that torso rotation and I asked her to resist against me, that muscle was neurologically turned off or inhibited. What that means is when I pushed, then that muscle had been on for so long it was exhausted. So she was not able to hold. Now, what you then saw was me using the body's own reflexes by taking my hand and swiping across the skin. What I did there was, in a lot of ways, like what a medical doctor will do using the reflex hammer and tapping the knee, and the leg will kick. So what a reflex truly is, it's something that can be done to the body, signaling the nervous system to create an automatic unconscious reaction. In this case, when I swiped across the skin, when she was in that position, I went ahead and I signaled the brain to complete the contraction of that muscle. What people don't realize about the fight-flight mechanism is that these muscles are in a constant state of contraction. That's what causes bones to be put out of place, giving you pain, and just in general, that's what causes you to feel tight and in pain. So what I did was, as soon as I swiped over that area, I activated a reflex, and the nervous system then turned on that muscle by bringing it back to a harmonious neutral, and from that neutral position, then not only did the muscle calm down, but the nervous system gained a new level of safety and a new level of calm. With that in mind, I invite you to click on the link below and order my new book, The Pain and Instability Solution. And that book, in very clear language, will explain to you the core reason for a lot of your chronic pain and what can be done to not only get you out of the pain that you're in now, but to reset your nervous system so that the nervous system works as best it can, and the better it works, the less pain you're in. And quite honestly, the better a lot of things in your life will be, because you're not always going to be thinking, or at least your nervous system is not always going to be thinking that it's being attacked. I thank you.